My name is Andrew from Sacramento.
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
I wanted to explain what's wrong with the CBO report.
Okay.
The problem is, if you read it, they actually say that they don't measure that all of the positive effects of raising the minimum wage are outside of the CBO report. They're not measured in it. They're basically assuming that all the effects of raising the minimum wage are negative, and whether or not that's true is dependent on whether or not raising the minimum wage causes inflation, because when you raise the minimum wage, how employers would respond to that if they couldn't afford it is they would raise prices. If it's inflationary on a one-to-one scale, every dollar that the wage is raises inflation by about the same amount, then it does nothing. If it raises inflation by less than that amount, then it actually has a positive effect on the economy by adding demand.
Right. Well, I mean, I think people basically have the amount of employers they need to run their business, and the idea is, will they pass those extra costs on, or they'll just have lower profit margins, which I mean, at least in the context of the fast food industry, we've seen what the implications of raising the minimum wage would be, and it'd be maybe a couple of pennies on a burger, because their labor costs are just not that huge a percentage of their costs overall. So, I mean, it really can't be a one-to-one ratio, because there's no business where all of your costs are simply labor. I guess maybe, I don't know, gardening. You have sort of fixed costs on maybe your two, but it's highly unlikely. And then you're right. Businesses are going to see the impact of all that new money that would function as stimulus.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. I think the CBO's position, this will cost jobs. I don't think that's a tenable position.
Yeah, I can't make out what you're saying. You're getting a little cloudy, but I think, as far as I can tell, there wasn't a lot of people who were saying this is exactly right. The CBO has it, at least any sort of wonkier people. But what are you going to do? They're not always correct, but you got to take their numbers sometimes at least somewhat face value. But I appreciate the phone call.